Hi guys, and welcome to your handover video for your Bailey Orion 530/6. So when you've detached it from the vehicle, level the caravan front to back using your jockey wheel, and then stabilise the caravan by putting your 4 corner steadies down. There's 2 at the front. And there's 2 that you access from just under the rear panel. As you can see, I've got my mains lead plugged in, and there's space there for a leisure battery, which I will be putting on once the video has been completed. I'm using our gas bottle, our test bottle and hose. So yours is here ready to go on. So all you'll need to do is turn it on and off at the top of the bottle where it says open and close. When the bottle is empty, detach it from the hose here, and it's left hand screw thread. Coming around to the off side now. Again, I'm using my Aquaroll, which is full of fresh water. But this is your pump, so dunk the pump end into the full barrel of water, making sure that it sits at the bottom, and then plug the square end into the side of the caravan, locking it in place by putting the flap down. This piece here is the flue for the water heater on gas, which, if you're using the water heater on gas at all, you need to remove this travel cover, okay? If you're not using the water heater on gas, if you're just using it on mains, you can leave the travel cover on. Just behind the wheel is where your wastewater comes out from your sinks and shower. The grey pipe for that is under the bed. I've left you some there. You've got the flue here for your underfloor heating, your blown air heating system, and then to the rear of the caravan you've got your toilet. In here goes fresh water. I would send to grab yourself a cheap and cheerful watering can, pour fresh water into there, and a little bit of pink fluid should you want to use it. And then below is your cassette holding tank, which you lift and slide out. Now we've set this ready for use, okay, so there is blue fluid and a little bit of water in here. So when it's full, take it to the emptying point on site, under your cap, unless you've over tightened it like I have. There we go. And as you tip, press the vent button, okay? Swill it out with nice fresh water when you've finished, so it's nice and clean. Fill this cap with blue fluid, pour it in. Fill it again with fresh water, pour it in. Replace your cap, turn that piece back round, and then pop it back into its holding position. Never travel with either top or bottom tank full, and do empty both out for winterisation, okay? So that's the outside of the caravan done. I'll now show you inside. Right guys, so this is the inside of the caravan, the bit of the technical side of things. So your trips and fuses are just under the left hand front seat. 240 trips, 12 volt fuses. They're all listed as to what they do, but they're also in your handbooks. Underneath the right hand bunk, seat, whatever you want to call it, is your water heater, this blue barrel. The most important thing to take notice of here is that yellow valve. Okay, the yellow valve is currently in the horizontal position because we're using the water. When you want to drain the water, so for winterisation or for when you leave site, flick that yellow valve. The last thing you do before you travel, flick the yellow valve to vertical. Okay, but please don't forget to flick it back down to horizontal before you try and pull water through. Otherwise, all you're going to do is empty your Aquaroll straight outside onto the floor. Right, so that's the technical side done. So the next thing we're going to do is show you how to control the caravan from the inside and use all the appliances. Okay, so you've set up the outside of the caravan. You've got your water, your waste, your gas, your toilet's done. You've come inside and you've flicked your yellow valve to horizontal. And then you come to the door and you turn your master switch on, okay? So your voltage meter shows that we've got just about 13 volts, which is absolutely perfect because it means that we're running through the transformer, okay? And there's full amount of power coming through, okay? Anything more than that and there is an issue. Anything less than that and you've not got any mains plugged in, okay? Lights, they're on a master switch, okay? They're all separately switched, but as you see, they're all in full working order. Awning light is the one above the door on the outside. And then you've got pump, and that's your water pump. So we're going to turn that on and we're going to pull some water through. So in the kitchen first, cold tap, pull your water through till it's coming through nice and steadily. And then over to the hot side. Now if you've drained your water previously, that will take a minute to a minute and a half to come through. It'll cough, it'll splutter, but what it's got to do, it's got to come from your barrel outside. It's got to get to your water heater and fill that up, which is 12 litres, and then it's got to get to your tap. So be patient, it will happen. Okay, so we'll do the same towards the back of the caravan so that we know there's no airlocks. Okay, so that's your water come through. And to turn it on, now if you're on mains, there's this one here, which turns the power onto this switch here. And you've got two settings, okay? So you've got a top and a bottom setting and an off. So the top setting is one element and the bottom setting is two elements. I know it says it's got a little and a large symbol, but it means one element or two. So it depends on the site you're using as to how much power you want to be using. Basically, it's 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatts. So I'm going to pop it to 2 kilowatt because I've got plenty of power coming through on our site. Okay, I'm going to leave it about 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes, and it'll be up to 70 degrees. Okay, if you want to use the water heating on gas, okay, this can be off, this can be off, but you're using this one above, okay, and it's got 50 degrees or 70 degrees, okay. Just press it down, you'll hear the tank start to light, okay. Obviously you must have your gas turned on, and if there's no red light, it's lit. Again, leave it 20-30 minutes maybe, and you'll have whatever temperature you've set the water to, it will be at that temperature. Okay, if you want really, really rapid heating for your water, stick both on at the same time. Okay, about 10 minutes, it'll be absolutely roasting hot. Okay, but for now, I'm going to leave it on the mains. So that was your water heating on gas and mains. As I say, if you're not on mains, you use the gas. If you're on the mains, you use your mains. Next, we come to your whale space heater. This is your room heater. So on mains, you need to flick this switch on, okay, which is just in your kitchen area. And then we move up to the panel here. Now again, you've got some power selections, okay. So on this bottom row here, you've got 500, 1000, 2000. So this is wattage, okay. Again, we're on 16 amps here, so I can pop it up to 2000 watts, okay. The one above is your temperature selector, okay. So up and down the wheel, okay, and max temperature there, okay. The little snowflake, that's frost watch. So if you have got the caravan plugged in at home and you want it to just kick in and out, just to keep the caravan aired, stick it on frost watch. When the caravan drops below 5 degrees, it will pop the heating on and keep it at a nice temperature so nothing freezes up, okay. If you want to use your heating on gas, turn to the flame, okay. And once the gas is lit, you'll see the little green light light up. It takes about 30 seconds. There we go, look, the gas is lit and you are now heating the caravan on gas. If it doesn't light, the little red light there will light, okay? You just need to turn your gas off at the button here, okay, at the little wheel. Leave it 10 seconds, maybe light your cooker, light your oven, draw some more gas through, and then try it again, okay? So now we're heating the caravan on gas at full temperature. Okay, so your cooking is all gas. So this little igniter button here ignites everything on the hob as well. So if I can't do it with one hand, but you can see everything being lit using that one igniter. If you change the gas bottle, I would suggest you light your cooker in full just to draw the gas through properly to make sure there's no airlocks, okay? And then we'll light the grill. Now your grill being a combination, it's clockwise for the grill. Okay, and then it's anti-clockwise for the oven. Your toilet, obviously you've done the outside because we did that in the first video. To flush the toilet, press the blue button, okay, that flushes water round, and then when you've finished doing what you need to do, just to the front or side of the bowl, don't know whether you can see it on there, not very easy, okay, you've got that triangle. Slide the triangle so that it opens the hatch, there we go, look, and drops everything into your holding tank below. Your microwave is mains only. If you're not plugged into mains, your microwave will not work, okay? Your microwave plate, just for travel, is under the seat cushion there. Your radio is just a standard car stereo. The front flips off should you need to remove it, and it will work whether you're on mains or just your 12 volt, okay? Right, so final video will be your refrigerator. Okay, so this is your Thetford refrigerator. On the left hand side you have your power selector knob, and on the right hand side you've got your gas valve with thermostat, okay? So if you want to use the caravan fridge on mains, just select the plug, leave it 4 hours, and your fridge will be fully chilled. If you want to use the caravan fridge on gas, select the flame button. You need to keep your eye on that glass. Turn this up to maximum, push, and also push the igniter. So again, not very easy to show you. I'll do it and then I'll show you it's ignited. So what we're looking for on here is the little red line to go into the green, okay? So you hold your valve in and just keep pressing the igniter until it's lit. Now it's started to move, I'll show you. Your little red line started to move, look. Once it's in the green, you can release the valve, and the little red line will just creep nice and gently into the green section, and that means it's lit. And again, 4 hours later, your fridge will be fully frozen down. Now, fridges have only got a 5% tolerance on their levelness, So you do need to get the caravan as level as possible for your fridge to work efficiently. Okay. The hotter it is outside and near the vents, the harder the fridge has to work. So if you can get the fridge side of the caravan, so the door side of the caravan in the shaded area, that's ideal. And if it's really hot, like we've had this year, using your gas is better for the fridge than using the electric. Okay. Right, guys, to turn your fridge off, turn it to 0. The battery portion on the fridge is only for when you're using the fridge on your car. Okay, it's not connected to the leisure battery, so you will need to have your fridge on for 4 hours to freeze it down first, then attach the caravan to your car and put the fridge to the battery selector. Okay, and that's about it. If you need to ask any more questions, please feel free to give us a text, give us a ring. We're always here. We're here 7 days a week. You can text me on this number 24/7. And I do mean that. It is a 24/7 hotline should you need us. And enjoy yourselves. Take care. Thank you for buying the caravan. Enjoy yourselves.